One thing I always say is work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, then you may be working harder. So let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, and project your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download Solo and begin to work smarter, not harder today. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the Uber algorithm. Is it actually improving? And holy crap.
Looks like to me.
Holy crap. So for those who are just listening or, wondering what the hell's going on, we have a screenshot, 4 different screenshots, same exact ride. Whether it's exclusive or trip radar, doesn't really matter. But what does matter is this trip came in to this driver at 524, at 526, again at 526, and at 534. So nobody was taking this trip because nobody wanted to go from, South Illinois to Chicago. And no,
well,
3-hour trip. But what happened was, things changed. So the first initial offer was offered at $92.85. And here you go. You got to go 164.4 miles just from the pickup to the drop off. That doesn't include the 6.6 miles to go to the pickup. So you're traveling you're traveling 170 miles for $92.85, which includes a $4 surge and a 5% pro perk included. Woohoo! But then, like I said, okay, that's 524. 2 minutes later, it came in as a trip radar. Same exact trip. This time, instead of 92.85, it came in at 136.79. So it jumped actually a little over $40 for that trip. But 170 miles, $40 more, 136.79. Is it still worth it? This driver said, no, I'm not driving all the way to freaking Chicago. No, nice try. Actually, north of Chicago. So Fort Sheridan, if you want to know the specific. But so then it came in to, this was trip radar. Then it came in same a little bit later. But look at that. Look at that, Sergio, right there. A little bit of shaving. So 136.79 came in a little bit later.
It didn't go down. It didn't collapse. It didn't collapse.
You're right. It didn't collapse.
Yeah.
But it still went down 25 cents or 27 cents there.
Yes, it did.
And then 10 minutes later, I'll give you the exact 8 minutes later. So 526 to 534, the ride came back again at 136.14. So it dropped even a little bit more. It dropped almost another 40 cents right there. And still nobody's taking it. So it improved a little bit. You want to know what I think on this ride? I think this passenger was waiting.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the ride. This driver just so happened to have the ride at 524 when the passenger ended up canceling the ride and rebooking the ride.
Right there.
And that's why it came in at a different price. And that's why you see it go from $92.85 and then it stick up around the $136 range for the next 8 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I agree with you, actually. The sequence on this is just like that. So if the first one was a direct on-demand offer, right? And when the price goes up and it goes to trip radar, now they start shopping it because the rider most likely canceled and then reordered the trip. And then the ping comes in, right? If you notice, the driver is closer and closer and closer to the rider, by the way, right? From between the first one and the last one. The first one is 6.6 mile pickup, 13 minutes. The last one is 6 minute pickup, 2 miles away. Obviously, the destination.
Well, you know what this tells me. This driver, stop freaking driving when you are waiting for a ride.
Yeah,
you're losing money. You are literally driving. You are spending money. Every mile you drive is a cost.
Well, this driver did not accept any of it, though. She was just driving towards that. Probably she did not. She goes like, enough for me, but maybe for somebody else who's going to Chicago. Now, how about this? If you were going to Chicago, would you take it? I mean, it's a horrible thing. I mean, if it's like even the best one is not even $1 a mile. It's like 80 cents a mile.
Okay, here's the thing. If you had a ride that went that maybe you are in Chicago and then this took you out there because for some reason you took it and you wanted to drive in, middle Illinois for a little while, which is just farm country. Nothing's there except for some farms and, things like that. Or you just accept every single ride and you're like, fuck, I got to get back. That would be probably the only way it would be worth it because it would be a round trip ride. But other than that, there's no freaking way you're going to drive 3 hours just to go drop this off. And then, I mean, you could go drive around Chicago for a little while, but do you really want to?
Yeah, no, I don't know. If you live there, maybe, as your last trip, you'll pick it up.
I mean, this is also around 5:30, and I'm assuming the afternoon. So
Yeah.
by the time you get there, it's going to be 3.5 hours later. So you're looking at 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on how traffic is. And I mean, you could be dry. I don't know what day this is. It could be a Monday, it could be a Thursday or Friday, Saturday, where it's a little bit busier, and maybe you're like, fuck it, I'll stay out there.
So I put this up for 2 reasons. One, algo went up, number one, as it should, because nobody's taking it. And there was a comment here, the rider is still waiting. Nobody's taking it, number one. Number two, the reason I put it up is because for the same trip, after the trip radar, the pricing did not change that much. It did go down a little bit.
It did, but
it's not like before that get cut 25%.
Yeah, it didn't go back to 92.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like I said,
exactly.
I'm thinking what ended up happening was this passenger probably didn't get picked up and probably rebooked, either rebooked or something like that. But damn.
Well, I mean, this is overall, right? Another thing I was like, Uber algo is kind of working okay now, but would you do this trip? It's 3 hours.
Hell no. There would have to be an exact reason why I would say okay to that trip.
Snap decline.
And it would have to be an extremely good reason. Like, I'm going to Chicago, or I have to go to Chicago in the next, couple of weeks. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll go. This ride came in. I can go do what I need to do. And then that way, at least you're getting paid for that.
Yeah, but hold on. How about this? If you live in
the only way it would make sense.
If you live in Urbana, Illinois, well, I don't know if Urbana is a urban area or a farm country.
It is the farmiest farmland of the farmland.
Okay, so let's say you're a driver. That's your trip, right? Let's assume this is AM, 5:24 AM. Okay.
Oh no!
And you want to go work in Chicago? You want to go work?
I take that back. There's a lot of neighborhoods. I just looked it up on.
It's a college town, I'm told. So okay. So if somebody's going to Chicago to work in Chicago for a few hours or for a whole shift, let's say, I would take that trip probably just to end up in Chicago, work a few hours, because then how do you get back to? I mean, that's the problem, right?
Yeah, and then so in the car, no matter what, you're looking for 3 hours back.
Yeah,
so I mean, you might get a couple of you might get a trip that's going, part of the way on that. I don't know, but oh, okay. Yeah, you got
Urbana is the University of Illinois. Okay, so it was probably a student going to the city. So what I would do in that case, Chris, if that was a student going to the city, I would drop him or her off. I would have them do their chores or whatever they're going to do, lunch, dinner, whatever they're doing, and then definitely hit him or her up saying, "Oh, FYI, do you need a ride back?" And that's when the friends and family trip comes into play. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to think that they are going home for the weekend. And they're not going to need you for a return trip because you're not going to stay in Chicago for an entire weekend driving.
Got to give it a shot.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, you got to know that first off, is it 5:30 in the morning or in the afternoon? I'm assuming the afternoon. And then you got to know the date. What day is this? Is this Friday? Is this a Monday?
I don't know.
Tuesday.
No, those I don't know.
Though that can play a big impact on whether you'd want to take that ride. But the reality is, there would only be a couple of instances this would actually be worth it to take, and it would have to be very, very true to those.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Uber has fixed the issue that we talked about for 6 weeks, non-ending, nonstop, right? So offer or trip radar to exclusive was getting cut 20-30%. Folks, let's be diligent. If that's still going on, and if you have screenshots, please send them to me. But I think this kind of tells me the story that they stopped hocus pocusing you guys. So another victory for us on this one.
I'm going to go with edge case. This is an edge case. That's it.
That they fixed it.
Don't think that this is the new happy joy of
I'm not
Uberland.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is hopefully they fixed the issue we talked about for 6 weeks.
Yes, hopefully.
Which is exclusive trip radar to exclusive fare getting smashed. Okay. If you guys are still experiencing that, send me those screenshots. Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. From this look, it seems like it may be fixed. Because Uber didn't tell me anything. Oh, by the way, we fixed that thing. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, more of the story is take screenshots of rides that you're like, no. And then if it comes back at you, if there's a bigger discrepancy, then let's know. All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.